The blast came without warning. One moment, the men were below ground, talking, walking, working. The next, the earth shook. A thunderclap ripped through the tunnels. Flames roared from the mine entrance like the mouth of hell. Above ground, the air turned black with coal dust. And in the town of Hillcrest, every heart stopped at once. June 19th, 1914. It was a Friday, payday. Nearly 300 men descended into the Hillcrest coal mine that morning. Fathers, sons, brothers, immigrants from across Europe chasing steady work in the Crownest Pass. They carried tin lunch pails, oil lamps, and cigarettes rolled tight in shirt pockets. They kissed their wives goodbye, not knowing it would be the last time. At 9:30 a.m., the explosion tore through the lowest levels of the mine. The blast wave raced down every tunnel, ripping up rails and timber, turning tools into shrapnel. A wall of fire followed, sucking all the oxygen from the shafts. Those not killed instantly were left gasping in the dark, lungs seared, eyes burning. Above ground, the entrance belched smoke and silence. Word spread fast. Women ran to the gates, children trailing behind, the coal dust already settling on their clothes. Rescue crews rushed in, miners from nearby towns, doctors with stretchers, priests with trembling hands. They found the first bodies just inside the shaft, burned beyond recognition. Farther down, men sat slumped against walls, mouths frozen in their final breath. Others were crushed under collapsed beams. One survivor staggered out hours later, face blistered, shirt half burned away. He'd been blown into a side tunnel and buried under coal. His first words were a whisper. "They're all gone." The rescue dragged into the night. Silence would fall, then a distant shout. Another body, another stretcher, another sob from the women waiting outside. Fathers were found holding sons. One man had tried to claw his way out, leaving bloody handprints on the rock. By dawn the next day, the number was clear: 189 men dead. Almost every family in Hillcrest had lost someone. Some lost 2, others lost 5. One woman buried her husband and 3 sons in the same grave. The town became a place of white cloth and black veils. Coffins lined the church steps. The miners' cemetery filled so fast they had to dig extra rows. Bells tolled for days. The smell of coal and grief hung in the air like fog. The explosion had been caused by methane gas, known to the men as fire damp. It had built up deep in the mine, ignited by a spark no one ever traced. But the real cause was deeper. Poor ventilation, outdated equipment, and a company that pushed men to keep working even when the signs were there. No one was held accountable. No charges filed. The mine reopened within months. The disaster was Canada's deadliest mining accident. But outside the Crownest Pass, the country barely paused. The world was on the brink of war. Newspapers gave it a few columns, then turned to Europe. The dead were buried, the mine kept running, and history moved on. But not in Hillcrest. In Hillcrest, the blast never stopped echoing. It rang in the empty chairs at dinner, the quiet in schoolhouses, the way women flinched at every distant boom. The mine gave the town its life. And then it took it. Even now, over a century later, the wind that blows through the pass still carries more than dust. It carries memory. It carries the names of men who dug too deep for coal and found fire instead. Thank you for listening to Road to Ruins. Subscribe for more true stories where systems fail and people pay the price.